Hello, welcome. It's lovely to have you join. I was going to say good morning. You might be watching this back, so it might be another time of day. But good morning to those that are joining live. And yeah, lovely to have you, whatever your situation is, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the country. I hope that you've got nicer weather. I'm in Norfolk, and the rain is coming down today. So we get glimmers of spring, don't we? And then yeah, and then a grey sky again, but it just makes it even more special when spring does arrive. So I just mention that because I'm in a garden room and you might hear some of the rain coming down on the roof, but it can all help us with the relaxation. So hopefully, I don't think you can hear it, but just in case you wonder what the sound is, that is what it is. So we're going to be doing a qigong session today, and I can't believe that this is number 26. So yeah, the 26th qigong session at least that I've done with Virtual Village Hall. So if you've been coming for a while, or you might have come to one, or you might have come to quite a few, then it's lovely to have you back. For those that are complete beginners, that have never done qigong before and don't quite know what to expect, welcome, you're in the right place. This is great for beginners. And maybe you've done a bit of qigong, or maybe you've done a bit of tai chi in the past with somebody else, and you are new to working with me. So this session is going to be really gentle. We'll focus on some moves that are super accessible. So they can be adapted if you are seated or you have an injury or a health condition like low energy, for example. These moves can always be adapted to suit you. So what I would say to you is, obviously I'm leading as the instructor, but you know your body, you know what works for you and what doesn't. So just listen to your body. This session is not about pushing. There's a saying in qigong, if you could do 100%, draw it back and do 70%. So it's not about pushing. You know, a lot in the West, we're quite like, we do take that approach to things, including exercise. So, you know, we might be hitting the gym really hard, going for a really hard run, and those things have their benefit and their place, but not in qigong. So this is really about letting go, softening, relaxing, bringing the mind, body and soul together, and just being more present, really. Yeah, presence is really important. It's like a moving meditation. So what we'll do is we'll do some stretches to warm up the body, to get some of that tension out, particularly of the shoulders. These are traditional Chen Tai Chi stretches that I use and that I've been taught by my teacher. And then I'll do some of the set one with you today, which is what I usually do. But because we have people that have been coming for a while, I'm also going to introduce a few new things today. So if you haven't practiced with me before, just do your best to keep up and don't worry. It's not about getting it right or perfect. Yeah, remember that. It is just about that presence. So we're going to do something called standing tree posture, which is like a meditation where we tap into the universal energy and we help clear our system. So that's a beautiful, very simple practice that we'll do today. And we might do a few other moves. We'll see how we get on with time. All right. Okay, so let's start stretching. And whilst we're stretching, I'll share a bit of information with you about qigong, just for those that are new to it or want a reminder. So we're going to start, if you are standing, we're going to start with our feet about shoulder width apart. And if you're seated, just make sure that you've got your feet flat on the floor if you can, and a nice straight back. So the main thing is you don't want to be slouched in your chair. You want a nice straight back, good posture. And obviously, if you are using a wheelchair, just make sure you feel comfortable, that you haven't got, ideally, the arms on the chair can get in the way. So if you can remove them, or you've got another chair that you could have to do this in, amazing. But just work with what you've got and adapt the moves. You also want to make sure you've got a room around you. So some of the stretches and moves we'll do will spread the arms. So just want to make sure you're not going to hit anything. And some water is always a good idea. Okay, so feet about shoulder width apart. And we're going to start by just tapping this point. So just at the sternum. And as we tap this point, just like so, we're encouraging the immune system to work. We're encouraging the release of T cells. And that's really good for fighting infections and bugs, just to get your immune system online. I do this every morning. It's a really good way to start the day. And just taking some nice deep breaths as you tap here. We're going to just wake the body up a bit to begin. So with qigong, we're working with the meridian system. Qigong originates in China, so it originates in traditional Chinese medicine and Eastern philosophy. And that's based around the idea that we have these meridians around the system, and they're like streams. So they're a process. They're meant to flow and move around our system with this energy. And when we say energy, we mean everything is made of energy. We are an electrical magnetic field. Everything in us is made up of energy. And we know that through physics, right? Table, chair, everything around us. So when we engage with that idea, we can understand traditional Chinese medicine and the idea of meridians a bit more. So we've got these streams running around the system, and they're called meridians, and they connect to different organs, different elements. We won't go into the elements now because it gets a bit complicated. We don't need to fully understand all this stuff to get the benefit from qigong at all. It's nice and simple. I'm just sharing in case you're interested. So yeah, these meridians are connected to all different emotions and organs. And in life, things get blocked. Things happen, and the energy system, the meridian system, gets blocked in different ways for different people. And that does produce symptoms, issues. And it might be physical health symptoms. It might be symptoms like, it could be mental health. It might be just feeling out of balance. It's so multi-layered of how it can impact us. But when you just feel a bit off, that can be it too. And what we're doing through this practice is we're engaging the meridians to begin to flow, to clear those blocks, to get your energy flowing and moving. So you might experience during the session sensations of movement of energy. You might not. There's no right or wrong. When you've been doing the practice for a while, that's usually when you begin to get more energy, intuitive and sensitive. And we tend to feel the energy in our hands with the qigong practice. Okay, so let's just tap down the arm. It's good to keep a cupped shape in your hand, just to help the energy flow. Tapping the hands at the end. Try to make sure your shoulders are as down as they can be. So a lot of us will be carrying our shoulders up here without even realizing it. And it's okay. We want to change that, but we can't force it. So just remind yourself, softening your shoulders a few %. That'll be really, really powerful for your healing and to get the flow going. So tapping back up. And this time we can hold the elbow. We're just going to tap the upper back. It doesn't matter which side you start for this. As long as we balance it out and do both sides. And coming down, just tapping all around here. And just to get our sort of vocal, our throat clear a bit, there might be blocked energy around there. We can take a breath in. And as we're tapping, just make a nice noise out and just help things clear. Nice deep breath. And again, I know it can feel a bit silly to do that, but it's fine. Sometimes we might hear a catch in our voice. You might notice an energy block. Your voice might get a bit strange or hoarse. So you might want to do it a few more times, but it's a good exercise for you. If you notice there is a blockage in your vocal area. And tapping the other side. Again, tapping the hands at the end. Coming up the other way. Again, you can hold your elbow, tapping the back. Kind of giving yourself a nice massage. And let's just tap or rub around the tummy. So be really gentle if that's what your tummy calls for today. Just see what feels right. But we're just waking up a bit of our digestion. Putting some qi love into our tummy, into our intestines, just all around. Good. And we're just going to do some nice slaps of the thigh. So keep a cupped hand. And so if you have a flat hand, it can feel more like a bit of a stingy slap. That's not what we want. Just a cupped hand, just slapping your thighs. For those that are standing, this is obviously a lot easier. Good. Again, listen to your body. So, your body might feel really sensitive, so you might want to do a small tap. You might feel a bit more sturdy and want a bigger tap. It's all about tuning into your body and your needs. So with the front of the hands, we're just going to tap the lower back. Again, try not to tense up your shoulders. Soften them if you can. Good. With your fingertips, let's just do some tapping around the head. So some of you might have joined me for my EFT tapping sessions before. which are all about the meridians as well. So we tap on different points around the meridian system. So we're just going to do a few of those this morning because it's good that helps us to relax into the session as well. So I want you just to tap your inner eyebrows where your eyebrows begin and take a nice deep breath. Tapping on either side of the eye. Nice deep breaths. So this process of tapping is evidence-based therapy. With EFT, we know that it reduces cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It's going to help us settle and relax into our qigong practice. Under the eyes. And qigong itself is also going to reduce stress. It's going to help us feel more relaxed, calmer in the system because we're engaging breath with movement and focus. I mean, there's a lot more than that going on, but that's all we need to know. You know, we can understand that would help us. Under the nose. And just tapping under the mouth, on your chin, just above your chin. Good. And tapping or massaging, whatever feels good for you, just around the jaw, because we tend to carry quite a lot of tension in the jaw. A lot of people struggle with this. You might wake up with that clenched jaw. Just tapping or massaging, just encouraging it to let go. The thing is, a lot of us are holding a lot of tension, and we don't even realize how much it's affecting us. So we just want to help that to leave the body today. And then we're going to massage our earlobes. So starting with your earlobes, just give them a bit of a massage, working your way up the ears all the way to the top. So we have lots of acupressure points all the way along the ears. We're just massaging and engaging those. Make a V shape with your fingers, place one in front and one behind, and just massage up and down. Taking nice deep breaths the whole time. Okay. And now we're going to pop a finger either side of the nose, and gently, we're just going to push up and take some nice deep breaths. And another. That's quite good to do if you feel congested. If you've got a lot of congestion, that can alleviate it quite quickly. Might not last that long, but it does give you a bit of relief. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you feel a bit warmed up. So that was just, a chance to sort of warm up the body, get things flowing a bit. And now we're going to do some stretches to get some of that tension worked out. So we'll focus on the shoulders, and we'll do some traditional Tai Chi stretches. Remember what I said, it's not about pushing your body. And also, if you live with an energy limiting condition, which has been a part of my journey, it's why I practice and teach qigong, because I experienced chronic fatigue, and qigong was a way to keep me moving, to keep me healthy. It's been an absolute amazing tool. So if you are somebody that has low energy in general, or just today, then you might skip the stretches, and that's okay. You might want to save your energy for the qigong practice. So that is absolutely an option. Qigong stretches the body anyway. This is just an extra element, layer of getting optimum benefit. Okay, so let's pop our fingers on our collarbone, and we're going to begin to stretch out some of that tension in the shoulders. So we can take a nice deep breath in and breathe out as we come down. So you can see I'm opening up and just softening and relaxing as I come down. Try not to tense up your shoulders too much when you do this. It can be quite tempting. So obviously some tension as we stretch, but you don't want to have too much. Oh, it's just stopped raining here, which is nice. And the other way. So some of this might play with your coordination, might challenge your brain. Be kind to yourself, that's okay. Particularly if you're new to the stretch or these kind of movements. That's the point. The brain needs a new challenge every now and then. So this is part of the benefit of it too. Okay, keep the hands here. Now we're going to alternate and we're going to turn rowing backwards. So the key to remember this stretch is we are moving the waist. So the waist is key. We're not just standing like this. We are moving the waist back with the arm, and the same on the other side. I'll show you from the side. So we turn the waist, bring the arm back. That's it. So in Tai Chi, the turn in the waist, that coordination of how we move is really important. And it's very different to what we're used to in the West. So Tai Chi challenges the brain in that way. And when I say Tai Chi, qigong is a part of Tai Chi. You know, the Tai Chi masters that do the more dynamic exercises of Tai Chi, things that you might have seen on TV, people practicing in the parks in places like China, more martial arts stuff. They might use qigong to cultivate their energy before and after, like a real Tai Chi session, for example. And qigong that we're doing today is sometimes called, we'll go the other way, is sometimes called Tai Chi for health. So that it can get a bit confusing for people. And I think that the reason we do that is because people kind of recognize the term Tai Chi, whereas qigong is a very new term in the West, a fairly new term. So Tai Chi for health is also known as qigong. Qigong is also known as Tai Chi for health. Shaking the shoulders. Okay, what else will we do? So we're going to shake out some tension now that we've done some of that. So just shake it out of the hands, help it leave the body. Good. Okay. And we're going to do a movement where we're just stretching the waist. Be careful not to overturn. Listen to your body. Just bring up the hands in front, softening the shoulders. Try and let out some tension in your arms and your shoulders. And we're going to just turn twice on each side, going with the natural bounce of the body. So we turn once and then once more, a bit more. So yeah, go with that natural bounce. Don't overturn. This is a stretch that's more for those that are standing. You can do this a bit if you're sitting on a stool, perhaps. Then just let your arms fall and just swing them around your body. So it's about the turn in the waist. So the arms are meant to be super floppy and relaxed, keeping the hips forwards, just turning the waist and letting those arms just wrap around your body. So the more you turn the waist, the quicker you turn your waist, the more the arms are going to wrap around your body. And you can lift your arm up, bent elbow, and just with that cupped hand, tap your upper arm. So we're just getting everything stretched and the energy waking up. And you can go even further if you want to and wrap the hand all the way up to your upper back. And working your way back down again. And just letting your arms hang by their side. So that's one of my favourite stretches because it gets the body really stretched and it also wakes up your energy system. I don't know if you can feel it, but I always feel this sort of real buzz of energy after I've done that. It's a really nice one. So even if you don't do anything else from this session, once you leave today, just doing that stretch every day for a few minutes would be really good. That would be really good for you. It's really great to take at least one thing away, but not try and do too much. You're not expected to remember it all. So just a stretch, just one or two moves you take away today would be amazing. Would make a real difference for you and your health. All right, hands on lower back, just like so. And we're just going to make circles. So just circles with the hips, just waking everything up. I spoke too soon, it started to rain again. And going the other way. Good. Okay, so we'll stop there today. I think we'll just do the neck and then we'll stop there actually. So just looking to one side, just go as far as you can, don't overturn. And then keep your eyes looking further back. So you're giving your eyes a good stretch, looking really far back if you can. And then coming back into the center. Same on the other side. Back into the center. Good. It's not often we give our eyes a good stretch. They do so much for us, don't they? Assuming you've got good eye health and you're able to do that. Yeah, that's a good one to do. Okay, so let's go into some basics. So the standing tree meditation, standing tree posture. Sometimes it's called other things, like post posture. I think it's called sometimes, standing like a post. It's got some other names. but we are going to call it standing tree posture. So we want to get some qigong flowing before we do that little meditation practice. So we'll save that for a bit later. We'll get you some of your qi flowing first. Key things that you want to remember when practicing qigong. So qigong is a breath exercise, ultimately. So it's really important that we honour the breath. So the breath really comes first, which means that you want to adjust your movements that you do to match your breathing. Your breath cycle may well be different to mine. So if you find that you are a bit quicker or slower on the moves, then that's absolutely fine. It's more important that you follow your breathing rhythm. But obviously when you're working with a teacher, you naturally fall into theirs, and that's okay, but just to be aware. So that means that you don't want to be holding your breath or extending it at any time. You want the movement to match your breathing. But I will remind you and walk you through that. You want the body to be as soft and relaxed as possible. In qigong, in Tai Chi and qigong, we have the sign of the yin and yang symbol. You might recognize that. And that's all about balance. This is all about balance. We're balancing the different energies, and we're just bringing them together, helping your system to find that natural energetic balance. So a big part of that is grounding. So we're grounding, we're present. If your mind wanders off, like thinking about your shopping list, what you're having for lunch, they're the things that my mind goes to. You're human, that's okay. Don't make that wrong. Just notice it and bring yourself back as many times as you need to your breath, to the movement, to the present moment. Focusing on your hands, because in Shibashi, which is some of the qigong that we're going to be doing today, we are focusing on these points on the hand, the Gong points on the hands. We're really working those and moving energy. So if you focus your mind on those, it's really good for intention. Intention is a huge part of this work, and it's also really good to present you. Okay, so feet about shoulder width apart in what's called a bear stance. And the main thing is that you don't have your legs locked out completely straight. You've got a softness in your knees. Just find that balance, and you want to imagine your head's been held up by a golden string, nice, good, tall posture. Arms hanging by your side for the moment, softness in your knees. And connect with the soles of your feet. So let yourself ground down. You can kind of make your body a bit heavy. You know, it's about grounding down, sinking down, finding your balance, that sturdiness in your lower body. And our upper body is going to be really soft, really relaxed, really gentle. It's that nice yin, soft energy. Okay, so we're going to start with a few of set one. We take a breath in as we lift up the hands. And we breathe out as we come down. So we're letting the hands really lead the way. Don't let your shoulders come up too much. Just floating down on the out breath. So when we reach the top with this move, your lungs should be full. And then as we breathe out, come down and reach the bottom, your lungs should be empty. So just keep that in mind. And you can have a soft gaze ahead. Into opening chest. So we're moving a bit quicker because we cover more ground. We breathe in as we come up. And we breathe out as we come in and down. Remember, let the hands lead the way. Focus on that intention. It's like the air around us is really thick and we have to move really gentle. You don't want to disturb it. Good. Up into dancing with rainbows. So we place one hand above the head, one out nice and flat. And we're going to breathe in as we swap them over, looking at that outstretched hand. Breathing out as we come the other way. So we're putting some nice energy, some qi into the digestion, into the tummy area. Help us digest our breakfast if we've had it. Try not to tense your shoulders up too much. Nice. Okay, we'll come down into circling arms, breathing in, breathing out. In, focusing on the hands, the palms of the hands, and your breath. So really imagine this opening up and then this sinking down and grounding and rooting yourself. You can always imagine there's roots going down your legs into the earth. And bringing the hands out in front. Take a breath in as we turn the waist and bring the arm back. And breathe out as we come forward. So it's like we're swimming other side, swimming through the air. And the turn in the waist is really important, just like when we did the stretch at the beginning. So turn, bring the arm back. And forward. And then we're going to go into rowing boat. Palms up, breathing in all the way up and over. Not going to do as many of these because these will come into another sequence we're going to do a bit later. So let your arms hang by your side. This time we're going to lift the ball across the body. So turning the weight as we gently lift the ball. You can lift up your heel if you want to. Turn the palm over, breathe out. So the ball is really light, doesn't weigh anything. It's like a little ball of energy on your palm. Okay, now at our lower dantian, which is this point just below the navel here, we're going to imagine we're holding the moon, a big sphere of energy of light, just holding it here. And we're going to take a breath in as we lift up the moon. We look up at the sky. And then we breathe out as we float it back down to that lower dantian point. Breathing in, breathing out. So it's good to keep that connection between the palms. Make the moon a bit smaller if you need to. By connection, I mean we become aware of an energy connection, sensations that are connecting our palms. Okay, let the arms hang by the side. We'll take a breath in this time. And then we breathe out, turn the waist and push the palm nice and gentle. Make sure you keep the softness in the elbow. Breathe in as you bring it back in. Out. In. Lovely bird song here. I don't know if you can hear it, but it certainly sounds like spring outside. Okay, now we're going to go into playing with clouds. So popping your hands above in front of you. So it's kind of like you're hugging a tree. And you want to make sure that you soften the shoulders, soften the arms. And we're going to turn the waist to one side, doesn't matter what side. And when you reach that point where the waist is just doesn't want to go any further, don't overturn. We swap the hands over and we come the other way. We want to keep these hands on the center line, which is this point, your chest, your navel. So when the way stops, the hand stop, swap over, come back the other way. You can focus your attention on that top hand. This is a moving meditation for relaxation and focus. Good. Okay, and for this one, we're going to pop one foot out just slightly. No, you can't see my legs very well, but this is just, yes, a small stance. It's not a huge step. One foot out, and we're going to do something called scooping the C. So if you're seated, just make sure not to overlean. You don't want to compress your chest area. And also, for those that are standing, just go as far down as you want to. You don't need to scoop super far. If you've got a heart condition or if you get dizzy, got low blood pressure, then just make the move smaller. Some people go all the way to their toes, you know, it really depends on what feels right for you. So we take a breath in and we lean forward and we scoop our hands. And then we lean back and we breathe out. So there's a scooping as we lean forwards, breathing in. Breathe out as you lean back and shower yourself with all of that chi. You're scooping up the waves. Imagine you're on a beach on a nice sunny day, hopefully, scooping up this warm water. And stay leaning back. Take a breath in. Breathe out as you play with the waves. So keep the softness in your upper body. The legs are doing the work, really. Breathing in as we come in. Breathing out as we push the waves. Keep your hands out in front of you, face them together with a gap. Got a nice gap in between. We breathe out as we come in, lean back, open up our wings and breathe out as we come forward. So we're engaging the points on the feet as we do this. It's a bubbling spring point on the foot, just near the ball of the foot. That's really powerful. That will really help you get some optimum flow through your energy system, through those meridians. Coming in, put the other foot out. And we're going to do the same. So this time I'll be more quiet. I'll let you connect with your breath. Just remember your legs are doing the work. Your upper body can be nice and soft and to connect with your breathing. So scooping as we lean forwards. Relaxing as we lean back. Leaning back, take a breath in. Breathe out as you play with the waves. Hands out in front of you, that gap in between. Remember the gap's about this big. Take a breath in as you come back. Open up those wings and breathe out as you come forwards. Going back into the center. Okay, gently bringing your fists together. So we're not clenching tightly, it's really soft. We take a breath in and we breathe out as we gently punch. Breathing in, breathing out. In, letting your hands hang by your side. We're going to do wild goose. So we breathe in as we float the arms up. Breathe out as they come down. You can go up a little bit on your to the balls of your feet if you want and lift up, but be really careful with your balance. So you make sure you've got a chair or something to lean on nearby if you're standing and your balance is a bit off. But moves like this will help improve your balance. We're going to go into spinning wheel. So we breathe in and we spin the wheel all the way up, looking up at the sky, and we breathe out as we come down, keeping our eyes at eye level. So we're not looking down. Middle, and then we're going to go the other way. So this is an example of a qigong move that clearly is a really good stretch for the body and why we don't have to do all those stretches at the start. Let your arms hang by your side. Okay, so for this one, it's called bouncing ball, and it's a bit more challenging for your balance. So again, if you need something near you, then please make sure you've got that. And it's a bit of a trick for your coordination for the brain. So we're going to lift one hand up and we're going to lift up the opposite knee. And then we're going to breathe out as we come down. I'll show you from the side. I'm going to lift up my left hand and my right knee. So we breathe in and we breathe out as we come down. So you can lift that foot off the ground, or you can keep it in contact with the ground and just lift up your heel like this. That's obviously a lot easier. Sometimes we'll practice like this for a while and then we'll build up to that lifting up. I've got people in my classes that have been doing this move for a year now and still sometimes struggle with it. So be really gentle and kind to yourself. I'm just going to do the closing move for the set one. So we just did Shibashi set one. We take a breath in up to the chest, turn the palms over and breathe out as we come down. In, out, in. So it's like we're banking all of that qi energy that we've been cultivating in our lower dantian. Okay. So let's just acknowledge that we are banking that energy in our dantian before we continue. So we can just pop one hand on top of the other. If you identify as a woman, you put your left hand on the outside. If you identify as a man, you have your right hand on the outside. Just placing them on that lower dantian, just below the navel. Just imagine that you are just kind of setting, locking that lovely qi bank of energy in here. Remember what I said, intention is so important in this practice, because we're working with energy that we can't see. With our everyday human eyes, intention is a really important way to connect with the practice. Good. Okay. So hopefully you're feeling okay, your energy is waking up and you're enjoying it and going with the flow. So depending on your health and your situation with energy, you might feel that that's enough for you for today, and you might want a rest. That's absolutely fine. Don't push it. And you can come back to this later on. But if you're ready to do a bit more, I'm going to share with you a set called Free Bears. And I have not shared it before on here, so this is new. So yeah, just be kind to yourself. It's a bit more challenging, particularly if you're new to qigong. There's a bit of movement. So when I say we're going up on our feet, we're not going right up on our tiptoes like this. We're going up just a little bit. So we're engaging, this point on the foot just around here. That's really important to note. Remember to have something near you if you need it. So feet shoulder width apart, excuse me, in that bear stance. Softening the shoulders, finding your posture. Remember, in qigong, your posture is really important. So you don't want to be leaning forwards like this. That's very bad for you and your back. You don't want to be leaning backwards like this. You want nice central posture. We've all got different situations. We tend to, go one way or the other a little bit more. So just have the intent to bring yourself into the central point of gravity. Arms by your side. Good. Softness in your knees. And we're going to go up very slightly, remember, on the balls of the feet as we lift the hands up. It doesn't matter which side you start. So we're going to put one hand in front and one to the side. So you might just want to mirror me. Up onto the balls of our feet. And as we come down, we're going to make a ball, like an energy ball. So we're pulsing up and down. So we breathe in as we come up, arm in front and one to the side. So this one's just to the side, this one's in front. And then we make this ball as we come down, flat-footed, going up onto the ball, coming down. So we'll do this a few more times as you get into it. Breathing in as we go up, breathing out as we come down, making this ball. Okay, now we're going to go into butterfly, which is similar to the rowing the boat one. So we breathe in and just breathe out as you come down. Let everything relax and sink down, in, out. Good. Okay, now we're going to go into the next move. So we place one hand just up to your shoulder. So you just want to make sure you're engaging this point here. Yeah, with the palm of your hand and your fingers. And we're going to place the other hand in the arch of the back. It's just here in the arch of your back. We're going to take a breath in. And we're going to turn to the side as we breathe out. And then breathe in as we come back into the center. Let's do that again on the same side. Breathing out as we turn. So look back with your eyes. Breathing in. Swap sides. So pop your hand up to the other shoulder. Again, the other hand in the arch of your back. Take a breath in. Breathe out as we turn. Breathe in as we come in. Arms down, butterfly, breathing in and out. Good. Now we're going to do the move we did on the beginning, but on the other side. So this time we pop the other hand in front and the other one to the side. So we breathe in, we go up, and we breathe out, coming down, making that ball on your flat feet. In, out, in. So if you're seated, just adapt this. You might miss out the legs and just do the arm movements. Then we'll just do a few more butterfly. One more. Arms by your side. Bringing your feet together. And again, just pop your hands on that lower dantian. Left hand on the outside if you're a woman. Just lean forwards and give it a nice supportive rub. Rub your hands together. Rubbing the lower back, your kidney points. And just brushing off some of that stagnant chi that we've worked out of the system, out of the marrow of your bones. This is what the Tai Chi masters do. Just working, almost like dusting the body of any energy that's come up that you no longer want to carry. Getting it off. Lovely. Okay, well done. So the free bears one we just did is a bit more challenging. Yeah, but I hope that you enjoyed it. It's a lovely set, isn't it? So now we're going to do the standing tree posture that I mentioned to you. So in traditional qigong and tai chi, this would be held for like a long time. Um, Goodness me, it would definitely be at least 40 minutes, and it might be longer than that, maybe a couple of hours, I don't know. But the discipline is incredible. Whereas in the West, we're not like used to that generally, so we tend to do it much shorter. And today I'm just giving you a taster, so it will be a very short standing tree posture. But they're suggesting at least 20 minutes a day to get to really engage with it. But as I said, what we're doing is, well, through Qigong anyway, but particularly through this, we're plugging into the energy of the universe. So this energy that makes up everything, that flows so naturally, we're opening up to it and we're allowing it to move through us and to clear our system. And the more we soften and relax through this practice, the more that happens anyway. So keeping our feet in that bear stance, nice softness in the knees, arms by your side. So to begin, we're going to just bring the arms up very slightly. So I want you to imagine you've got an orange in each armpit. So you're not like this, but you're not open like this. Just an orange in each armpit, just holding it comfortably. And your hands are just out in front of you. Try and soften your shoulders a few percent. And just find your stance. So this is the first position. Keep up nice, steady breathing. You want a soft gaze, just looking down, sort of the end of your nose. So you just soft gaze downwards, not completely down, just a little. And you might begin to feel some energy in your hands. I can feel that right now. And you can have a play, so you can move and adjust, see if you can find a sensation of energy. It's almost like you're sort of hooking up to that energy. And just doing nice, deep breathing. Good. Okay. Now we're going to float up. We're going to go up nice and high. We're going to hold this posture sort of around the level of your ears. Again, softening the shoulders. Coming down, so around that lower dantian. When we started, we were more in here. Now we're going to be a bit more out. Yeah, so it's like that hugging tree posture. Keeping the contact between your hands, see if you can feel it. You can have a bit of a play. See if you can connect to that energy. Again, I can feel this pulsing in my hands at the moment. Just imagine that intention that you're plugging in, charging your batteries. Just clearing away all that debris, all those thoughts you don't need, those worries. Just focus on the moment you're breathing, clearing the energy. Okay, now we're going to go down here. So we're putting a bit of tension into the wrists because we're pulling the hands back, and we're just got the palms towards the floor. It's almost like you can imagine you're bouncing energy, might get that sensation. Try not to tense up the shoulders, try and have them nice and soft, palms facing the earth. That soft gaze gently down. And now we're going to come all the way up. This time we're facing the palms up to the sky, so we're putting them back on either side of the head near the ears. Softening as much as we can as we do this. It's almost like you're holding up the sky, you're holding up some clouds above your head. It's like this. And coming down, back to that starting posture. So you might have experienced, a connection with the energy, sensations on your palms. You may not have. There's no right or wrong. But that's a nice, really simple exercise, and you can see how it can bring presence and mindfulness. But imagine doing that for even 20 minutes is like a long time, doesn't it? But certainly you can have a play with that. Even just one of those moves would be really good. If you're going to practice just one, I would suggest either this one we're in right now or this one a bit higher. Okay. Good. So let's just rub the hands together, and we're just going to acknowledge and bank in some of that energy again just by engaging the lower dantian. Just give it a nice gentle rub. Well done. Placing a fist in your palm. Just going to lean forwards, a little bow. Thank you for sharing the practice with me today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It's really nice to get the energy flowing and just to feel a bit more grounded, away from the mind and a bit more into the body. So I hope you got a bit of that. Let us know. We'd love to hear how you got on. I'll be back soon with another qigong session, and also I've got an EFT tapping and coaching sessions coming up. So please keep an eye out for those. Drink plenty of water today. This is healing work. We're getting things flowing and moving. Sometimes you might feel a surge of energy, or you might feel more relaxed and like you need to rest. Listen to your body, but drink plenty of water and take really good care of yourself. Thank you. And if you take just a couple of moves away today, remember you've got this stretch, nice floppy arms, turning the waist, and you've also got any of those moves that you could do. You could do the nice tree standing posture if you want to get a bit of that clearing of energy, just tapping in. Or you might choose just one move that appealed to you that you can remember. Wild Goose is one that people quite often take away as a beginner. But you can watch this back as many times as you like, and you can visit the library of all the qigong sessions I've done for the Virtual Village Hall. I know they're accessed on YouTube as a playlist. That could be a really good way to develop your practice as well. But take small steps, just introduce a little bit at a time. Good. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I look forward to sharing a session with you again soon.